we're going to finish by giving you some of the questions that our listeners have sent in for you, George.
Okay.
You can always ask questions on, comment on the YouTube, we're across all the social media platforms. You can always send them in for our guests. So.
I hope my mom's not asking some
let me just double check. No.
Different questions.
Unless she's asking you specifically about Coventry borrowing the playoffs, but we'll get there. Grant has asked you. You worked with Haji Wright at Coventry.
Yeah.
Is he destined for the Premier League?
Haji Wright, fantastic player, and I enjoyed working with him. Lovely lad as well, very quiet, and he's keen to develop his game. He's got the size to be a good number 9. He sees himself as a striker, but as coaches, and sometimes we felt that he was better off playing off the flanks because once he turns and he faces the fullback, he's so dangerous. And when you are 9, you are playing most of the game with your back against the goal. And occasionally you get to turn and run at people. And he's very good at that. So I think he's got the skills to be a Premier League player. But that will come, I would say, if he stays with Coventry for at least one more season, because next season, 2026, is the World Cup, which is obviously in the US, Canada, and Mexico, and that would be a very good showcase for Haji Wright to show himself, to prove himself that he's ready for Premier League football.
Love that. Okay, sometimes when our listeners send in questions, George, I purposely do not Google them, so sometimes they can be crazy, George. But we'll just go with it.
That's worrying.
Yes, that's that's a slight warning here because I have no idea what you're about to say. Somebody would like to know what prank you played on Ray Parlour when you were at Middlesbrough.
Here we are now. Oh, no. Okay. How does he have that knowledge in the first place? He must have heard that story
before somewhere. Yeah. So when I was at Middlesbrough, I had the pleasure to play with Bolo Zender. And Bolo Zender and I came through different academies in the Netherlands. Bolo came through PSV Eindhoven, I did Feyenoord Academy. But in the youth, we were always playing against each other as well. And then we happened to play together in the under-21s and then the senior side. So when the opportunity came about that Bolo was leaving Chelsea to come to Middlesbrough, I was the happiest person at the Riverside because it was like my childhood friend is coming in the same thing. But it also brought a lot of childhood memories in terms of being cheeky. And Bolo Zender and I always were messing around in the changing rooms and, cutting people's laces and you
get slaughtered for that now, George.
Yes, stuff like that. So
you'll be sent to HR now.
I know. One day we realized that Ray Parlour has this beautiful blonde hair, and he was always, after showering, he's always drying it with the hair blow dryer, and combing it and put this gel and whatever. So Bolo and me came up with the idea that we thought, okay, this would be good. We got baby powder from the physio rooms, and we unscrewed the top bit of the hair blow dryer.
Yeah.
And we filled it with baby powder and closed the lid really nicely. Yeah.
Brilliant
but
idea.
At Middlesbrough, we trained downstairs, the pitches are down. So we did it as Ray Parlour just left the change room to go down. And we did it all nicely, cleaned it all up, put it there, and we went downstairs to train. Had a very good session, came back up, and Ray went to shower. And me and Bolo were standing in the corner, obviously. We want to see what's going to happen. And Ray Parlour, he took the hair blow dryer and started blowing his hair, and his whole face turned white. He looked in the mirror, he looked like a ghost. And me and Bolo were standing there laughing our head off, and he wanted to kill us.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
How into wet hair as well would have mashed all over.
I never thought of that one. That's a cracker, that.
Yeah.
That's very...
He had to go back into the shower.
Shower
again.
That was well done, whoever sent that one in. Good researching. Okay, Harry's asked you, what did you think when Phil Brown, being on the podcast, got a job, what did you think when Phil Brown did the team talk on the pitch?
This was at Hull City.
You were older.
Yeah, I was
at Man City.
I was at Man City, yeah.
Good old Brown here.
Yeah, I have to share the back story of it because people always think that Phil and I were disliked each other. It was far from it. As a player, I was very driven and I knew what I wanted. And I was friendly with everyone, but if I feel someone is hindering me from achieving what I have to do or hindering me from my job, then I become very defensively. So we had our differences, but we were always very good friends and on speaking terms. That incident was because we were 6th in the league as a promoted team.
Yeah.
And we were flying. We were doing very well.
Yeah.
So the manager, Phil, decided that we've got Boxing Day match away at Man City. And he said, you know what? We don't need to come in on Christmas Day. So he gave us the day off. We would travel then to Manchester and play. But when we got there, obviously Man City was then in the transition of being what it is today, with amazing players. Your Adebayor and your Robinhos and what have you. And before we realized, we were already 2-0 down and 3-0 down in like a space of like 25 minutes or so. So I was taking off. I was on the bench. At the halftime, Phil Brown called in all the players. But I thought, and everybody thought, that we were going to our side of fans to clap, which you sometimes do, to apologize or show a bit of humility that, you know, we appreciate the fact that you've come all the way here and we haven't really turned up. But when we got there, then Phil sat us down and he was going through the squad and telling, you know, what we were doing wrong. But the funny part was that there were about 60,000 people there.
I was there.
And you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
And none of the players could hear what Phil Brown was saying. And also you have to think about the playing bodies, the players. How did they perceive an action like that? But
not great, obviously, because what was the final score?
Yeah, we still lost the game. And we scored, I think, 1 in the second half. But I think he was disappointed in the manner, the way he gave us the day off. And for us, it wasn't seen like we let him down. I think and he definitely underestimated that you are going to the City ground. And this is a team that is capable of beating anyone on the day, even though we were flying. They had better qualities. And at the end of the day, our downfall was not that we didn't try. It was because the opposition had better quality than we did. But I you know, that it was a sad moment. And to be honest, I sat there and I was a bit like I was in heaven. Like, I don't know what is going on here. You know, everything is going so fast and bypassed you. So that's that. That answers the question for you.
It gets replayed and replayed all over.
And we have one of the most iconic Premier League celebrations ever.
And also then we didn't hear anything from the crowd.
Yeah. 2 questions left for you. So, funny, I actually hosted an evening with Jimmy Bollard not long ago, and he talked about this, and he talked about his time at Hull. And he talked about how when he joined Hull, he accidentally got paid more than he had negotiated.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's ever told you about this. In his contract, it was £15,000 more than he had verbally agreed. So when he saw it on the contract, he quickly signed it.
Yeah,
obviously.
As you do.
Did you know about that? Did it happen to you?
It never happened to me, unfortunately. But I was aware of it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. So I was aware of it at the time.
The secretary wouldn't last long then, would he?
Mm-hmm.
Or he or she, or whoever did that.
Yeah. I was aware of it, but you know,
15 grand a week more.
It's
not like a small slip up, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But Sam, if you put anyone in that situation,
you'd all sign it.
Everybody would sign.
Of course you would.
So you don't blame Jimmy for that.
Yeah.
It's a mistake that is done by the club, and they.
I've had the chairman trying to change a player's contract so he could pay him less.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tippexed it out.
No.
Yeah, and Tipex the money out and Tipex the date out and tried to put it back in, like, I mean, in a different date. And of course, the contract's a coloured contract.
Right.
It's not black and white.
Yeah.
So you couldn't find it. You can't find a Tipex that colour anyway. So it looks so shabby.
So stupid.
Unfortunately for me, I had to deal with that because the player came in and told me, and then the PFA rang me.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to the chairman and go, "What are you doing?
Unbelievable.
What are you doing?"
Oh.
So he's trying to.
Did he feel that the player was underperforming in terms of the value?
He
of
was
the
just
contract
so
he had?
tight. George, he was just he had stickers on the wall that said, "I pay the electric bill, please switch off when you go out." And so if you came into the club and he'd have wandered round when most had gone, and if you'd left the light on, there'd be a little memo on your desk or in the dressing room. Switch your light off.
Yeah.
So
He's no different to my mom.
I was just thinking, that's what I say to my son.
yeah,
Switch them lights off.
That was
Okay.
it, you know.
Well, I'm sorry that didn't happen for you at home, but it did happen for Jimmy. Right. Last question for you: if Coventry and Middlesbrough end up in the playoffs together against each other, who are you supporting?
I tell you what, may the best team win. Well, it happened 2 seasons ago when I went to the semi-final in the playoffs, Coventry, Middlesbrough, which was a draw. And then in return, Middlesbrough lost 1-0 to Coventry. If you remember, Coventry then played the final against Luton.
Yes.
So they then lost on penalties. So I was there. But for me, it's made the best team win. I'm not sitting on the fence, but both teams have a good squad. Both teams have good managers in Frank and Michael Carrick. I've played for both clubs where they haven't been in the Premier League for an awful long time. But for me, it's about always, is the club ready for Premier League level?
Is the manager?
Is the manager ready? You know, and Frank has managed Chelsea and Everton in the Premier League, but also the facilities. Coventry has now developed a very good training ground. They've refurbished the place. When I went there, I left Coventry in 1998, I think, 98, 99.
I played for Coventry.
You did?
Yeah, I was captain.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
And when I left then, I hadn't been back to the training ground, and I went there last season in 2024. And I couldn't find the place, Sam.
Is it new?
It was the same place.
Oh, they just developed it.
They just developed it. They refurbished it, and it looks immaculate. And I stood there asking myself, is this the same place, or is it? I checked the postcode. And
They don't own their own ground now, though, do they?
No, that's the CBS.
Mike Ashley owns that ground.
Yes.
He bought the stadium because the stadium is valuable because of its. It's not only the stadium, but it has a hotel and a casino in it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and a big car park, and it's about 2 minutes off the M6. Yeah. So he's, as usual, Mike sniffed out a great deal again there, like you mean. But at least it's got Coventry playing back there.
Yes.
They're playing at Birmingham.
This helped Birmingham, Northamptons, and it's just awful for the fans. And I'm happy that now there's more stability at the club. And obviously great to see the transition, the change with Frank coming in and turning things around. And I have
Mark
to say,
Robbins did an unbelievable job, though.
I was about to say,
what a job he did.
He did an unbelievable job, and people have already forgotten. Frank is benefiting from the foundation that Mark Robbins laid.
Tagging him up to
without taking any credit away from Frank and his staff, what they've done to turn things around that quickly is really good. And compliment them, and I hope for them also, for the club, that they do make it to the playoffs and may the best team win if it's Middlesbrough and Coventry.
May the best team win. Thank you for your time today,
George. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure's mine, and I've learned a lot.
Thank you. I apologise to you both and everybody for my sniffling and sneezing and nose blowing.
You nearly put me off a couple.
I know. I feel rotten, Sam. I'm proud of myself for being here.
She got one of them sprays, and just.
I'm going to go home to my bed. Hopefully I'll be all right for next week.
Yes.
See you next week, Sam.
See you all next week.
Natalie.
Thank you for
watching.
watching.
No Tippy Tappy Football.
Sam, for having me.
The pleasure.